Welcome to Live Well. I'm your host, Larry Allen, and joining me today, as always, is the wonderful Lindiwe. Lindiwe, it's great to have you back in the studio.
Thanks, Larry. Always a pleasure to be here and chat about living well.
Absolutely. And today we're diving into a topic that's incredibly important, especially as we, shall we say, gain a little more wisdom with age. We're going to talk about stroke awareness and why understanding the signs can be a literal lifesaver for you, your family, and your friends. The silent danger, a story that hits home.
Larry, it's often those personal stories that truly bring home the importance of these health messages. We recently came across a really poignant one that serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly things can change.
It really does, Lindewy. Imagine this, a gathering of old classmates enjoying a barbecue, laughter, good times. One lady trips and falls. Her friends ask if she's okay, suggest seeing a doctor, but she brushes it off. She's sure it's just her new shoes and a brick. They help her up, she eats, she continues enjoying the party.
Sounds like a normal, everyday mishap, right? But then the unthinkable happens. Later, her husband calls to tell everyone that she was rushed to the hospital and tragically died at 6 p.m. She'd had a stroke during the barbecue.
And that's the heart-wrenching part. If only they had known how to identify the signs of a stroke, she might still be with them. It's a stark reminder that what seems like a simple fall can actually be a red flag. The golden 3 hours. Time is brain.
This story really drives home the point that stroke has precursors and it can be prevented or its effects significantly minimized. We heard from a neurosurgeon who emphasized that if he can reach a stroke patient within 3 hours, he can often completely reverse the consequences.
3 hours, Lindewe. That's the golden window. The secret is to identify the problem quickly and get the patient treated within that time frame. And the good news is, identifying a stroke isn't as difficult as you might think. S.T.R, your life-saving mnemonic.
Exactly. To help everyone remember, there's a simple, easy to recall test known as S.T.R. Please, everyone listening, commit this to memory.
Let's break it down. S stands for smile. Ask the person to smile. If one corner of their mouth droops, that's a significant warning sign. T stands for talk. Ask them to say a simple, coherent sentence. Something like, today is a sunny day. If their speech is slurred, garbled, or they can't form a clear sentence, pay attention. R stands for raise. Ask them to raise both hands. If one hand drifts downward or they can't raise one hand as high as the other, that's another critical indicator.
And there's a fourth, equally important sign to look out for. Tongue. Ask the person to stick out their tongue. If their tongue looks bent or tilts to one side, that's also a sign of a stroke.
If the person you're with cannot perform any of these four actions, you need to act immediately. Call for an ambulance right away and be sure to describe the symptoms you've observed to the paramedics. Time is absolutely critical. Be a link in the chain. Share the knowledge.
Larry, this isn't just about knowing for yourself. A cardiothoracic physician really hammered this point home. If everyone who receives this information can forward it to just 10 others, at least one life will be saved.
Think about that impact. One simple act of sharing could prevent a tragedy. We've done our part today by bringing this information to you on Live Well. Now we're asking you to do yours.
It's like the saying goes, give roses to others and the fragrance will remain on your hands. Or as some wisdom goes, give this message to others and the fragrance of virtue will remain in your heart.
It truly is a merit-making deed. No matter how busy life gets, taking a moment to share potentially life-saving information is a priority.
So, let's recap. S.T.R, smile, talk, raise, and don't forget to check the tongue. If you see these signs, act fast and call for help.
Absolutely. Your quick thinking could be the difference between life and irreversible brain damage for someone you care about. That's all for today's episode of Live Well. A huge thank you to Lindiwe for helping us bring this vital message to our listeners.
My pleasure, Larry. Stay well, everyone.
And to all of you out there, thank you for listening. Remember, sharing is caring, especially when it comes to health. Share, subscribe, and like this video. Until next time, take care.